back to another video. Today we're going to focus on a lower body stretch off, so focusing on hips, hamstrings and quads, an area I know that a lot of people struggle with, and this is something that has been requested of me to film, so I'm hoping this is going to help you, whether you're doing it first thing in the morning, at the end of a busy day, if you've been travelling or stuck at work, or after the gym if you focus on lower body and you just want a good stretch off. So this will be about 20 minutes, so I hope you enjoy it. Props are optional, so you've probably seen these sat behind me. The bolster is just there if you want it for the end posture, so it's not necessary if you don't want it, and a pillow or some cushions will do just as good. And if you know your hamstrings are tight, then it might be handy just to grab a yoga strap, or if you don't have a yoga strap, you can use a belt, any belt, a tie, if you've just finished work, a scarf, a towel, anything that you can loop around your foot, just so that we're not compromising the upper back when we come to stretch off the legs. So when you're ready, go and grab what you need and I'll meet you back here in a second. Good, so once you're ready, we're going to start laying on our backs. Once you're down there, you're going to bring your knees into your chest, and just make sure that if you know you're going to need the yoga belt or strap, that it's near you so you don't have to come and sit back up in a second. Hug the knees into the chest with the hands and then just gently rock yourself from left to right. Check in with the breath, start to deepen it where you can. Relax the shoulders. And then when you're ready, keep the right knee in towards the chest and extend your left leg away. So your left heel and your left hip are going to remain on the mat as we interlace the hands at the right shin and start to hug that in towards the chest. So opening across the collarbones, relaxing the shoulders down to the mat. Maybe you can close your eyes if that feels good. Deepen the breath. And with each exhale, just see if you can hug that right knee in towards the chest a bit more. Good. It might feel nice to take a few rolls of the ankle one way then the other. Good. Last breath here. Inhale. Exhale. Good. So of course you have the option to stay here. For those of us wanting to work into the hamstrings a bit, we're going to start to extend this right leg. So what we're going to do is just shift your hands to interlace the back of the right thigh. You're going to point your toes to the ceiling and then flex the foot. So by flexing, I mean you're drawing the toes back towards you. And then just point and flex. Point, flex. So just noticing the different parts of the legs work as we point, and then how that changes as we draw the toes towards us. So second option is to stay here with the hands at the back of the thigh, point through the toes. If you have it available to you, if the hamstring is nice and open, then maybe you can start to walk the hands up the leg towards the calf. Maybe even some of us can grab the toe and hold the stretch here. If that's not you, then rebend this leg, grab your yoga strap or whatever you're using as a substitute, wrap it around the outside of your big toe and the outside of your baby toe, and then you can lengthen the belt to as long as you need it. So some of us may be down here, some of you may need a little bit. If you have the belt or strap, we're going to push the ball of the foot into it. And then whichever option we're in, we're going to keep the leg active, and with each exhale, just see if we can draw the right leg in towards the chest a little bit further. We're not going to be here for too long, maybe 5 deep breaths. Check in with the shoulders, they should still be relaxed down towards the floor. Good, last 2. If it's too much as well, just straighten the leg at any point and keep a slight bend in the knee. The leg doesn't have to be straight. Good, last one, inhale. Exhale. Good. If you added a prop, then just bend the knee, release that from around you and just place that next to you because we'll come back to it for the second side in a minute. We're all going to bend the knee back into the chest, and then we're going to flex the foot and bring the foot to face the ceiling. So we're going to transition into a half happy baby. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, I'm going to go through it with you. So first option, if you know hips are tight or you can't comfortably grab the foot, you're going to take the back of the right thigh with the right hand Keeping the foot flat, you're going to draw the knee down towards your right armpit. If Happy Baby is something you're familiar with, or you can comfortably grab the outside of the right foot, then you're going to grab that. Same thing, bending the knee down towards the right armpit, keeping the foot flat as if you're standing on the ceiling, and then drawing it down with each breath as we start to open up into the right hip. So if this is a new posture for you and it's not feeling very comfortable, then just modify it as you need to. Remember, you don't have to grab the foot. We can always be here, and it may be that the knee doesn't even come down that far. It may be that you come halfway. Whichever option you're in, we'll take 3 more deep breaths. Keep the shoulders relaxed, relax your face. Breathe into any areas of restriction or tightness. Good, last one, inhale. Good, as you exhale, you're going to release whichever option you have, but keep the foot flexed. Maybe bring the knee back into the chest. Bend your left knee so your left foot comes to the mat, and we're going to cross our right foot on top of our left thigh. So we've got this kind of triangular shape with the inner thigh. Keep pushing through the ball of the right foot to protect our knee. And for some of us, this may actually be enough, in which case I want you to stay here. Maybe even using the right hand to push the right thigh away from you. If, however, you can add on and the hips are feeling okay, we're going to see if we can pick up this left foot. And then you're going to interlace the right hand through the gap between the legs, and then your left hand round to the side to either interlace at the back of the left thigh, or maybe you take it a step further and come into the shin. So keeping the right foot flexed, as you think about drawing the left knee in, we're drawing the right knee away. You're going to feel this stretch, ultimately wherever you're tight, but somewhere through this right hip, whether that's the outside or inside of the hip. Try to keep your tailbone long, so if it's quite tight, you might want to curl up, but try to keep some space and length through the lower back. Again, come back to the breath. And just let the stretch happen at its own time, so we're not forcing anything, just encouraging it, helping it on its way. Maybe you can start to draw that left knee in a little bit closer as the right knee starts to open. Good, last one, inhale. And exhale. Good. Whichever option you had, if you picked the foot up, then just gently release it, bring the left foot down to the mat. We're all going to heel toe our left foot over to the left side of the mat, keeping the right foot on top of the the left thigh. You're going to draw the knees or drop the knees over to the right. So we've got this nice open twist. So we've walked the feet over to the left, knees are dropping to the right. If it's too much to keep this right foot stacked on the left knee, then just slide it off, but by adding it on, it's just going to help find the stretch a little bit more. So we've got external rotation at the right hip, internal rotation at the left. And then hands can be wherever you feel most comfortable, either at the belly. Some people like to lift them up overhead. 5 deep belly breaths. And just taking a little mental check-in of anything that might be coming up for you here, if there's any tight spots through the hip or inner thigh. And then breathing into those areas. Good, last 2. Last 1. Good, as you find the inhale, slowly start to pick up the left knee, that will in turn bring up the right as well. Heel toe the left foot back to center, release the right foot down, draw the left knee in at the chest, interlace the hands at the shin, and extend your right leg. So we're just going to repeat that sequence on the second side. So again, relax the shoulders down, maybe close the eyes, take a few rolls of the ankle one way, then the other. Good, maybe you can hug the knee in a bit closer. And then whenever you're ready, extending the left leg, shifting the hands to interlace at the back of the left thigh, and then just pointing and flexing the foot. Good. And then finding the stretch, however that looks for you, whether you stay here, work the hands up the leg, or have a prop wrapped around the outside of the big toe and the outside of the baby toe, pushing through the ball of the foot, and then with each exhale, seeing if you can encourage that leg in towards the chest a little bit further. Good. So as your left leg comes in closer, this right hip and right heel shouldn't lift up. You should be able to keep that on the mat and then find a stretch through the left hamstring. Good, one more deep breath here, inhale. And exhale. Good, inhale, lengthen. Exhale, releasing whichever option you had. If you had the strap, then just pop that to one side. Bend the knee, bring the knee back into the chest if you need to, just to reset. And then we're all going to flex the foot, bring the foot to face the ceiling, and then coming into our half happy baby, left hand on the outside of the left thigh or the outside of the left foot. And then encouraging that knee down towards the left armpit, opening through the chest. Breathe as we start to open into this left hip. Good. 3 more here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Keep the foot flexed, release it. As you do that, bend the right knee, bring the sole of the right foot to the mat, and then we're going to cross the outside of the left foot on top of the right thigh. Option 1 to stay here, left hand pushing the left thigh away. Option 2, interlacing the hands at the back of the thigh. Option 3, if you can take it a little bit further, interlace the hands at the right shin. Keep the left foot flexed. This time as we draw the right knee in, we're sending the left knee away, focusing the stretch at the left hip. Good, tailbone is long, shoulders relaxed. Deep breaths. Good, last 2, maybe you can draw that right knee a bit closer. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good, if you took the right foot up off the mat, plant it back down. Keep the left foot on top of the right thigh. Heel toe your right foot over to the right edge of the mat. And then dropping the knees over to the left, either keeping the foot stacked or sliding off. And then again, either arm option you wish to take. 5 deep breaths. Good, last one, inhale. Exhale fully. As you inhale, pick up the right leg. In turn, that will pick up the left. Heel toe the right foot back to center. Release the left foot and then bend the knees back into the chest. Maybe give yourself another little rock from side to side. And then either roll onto one side and sit yourselves up, or if you're comfortable to just rock up, then do so. And then we're going to make our way onto hands and knees. So we're in our tabletop here. And then you're just going to sit yourself up, step your right foot forward. So we're going to come into a lunge. So as we come into this, I want you to think about squeezing your left glute. So our glutes tend to be very underactive as a nation, where we sit down a lot of the day and they just don't get used in the way they should. So by giving them a good squeeze in postures where they're going to help benefit, then why not? So this is one of them. You're going to plant your right foot forward. You're going to start to shift the hips forward and down. And then, like I say, give that left glute a good squeeze. So you're going to feel this open up into the left hip flexor, the left quad and left psoas. And then simply just rest your hands on the thigh, or if you want to take another option, maybe work into the shoulders, interlace the hands back, or reach the arms up. It's whatever you want to do today. I'm just going to rest my hands on my thigh. Lift up through the chest and the crown of the head as you think about opening up through that left side. Good, just one more breath here. Good, so you've either got the option to stay here, or for anybody wanting to add on a little bit more, plant your left hand under your left shoulder, and then right hand is going to come to the outside of the right thigh, and you're going to open through the right shoulder, look behind you. This is another option, you can stay here. For anybody wanting to add on again, and please don't force this if it's not going to happen today, you're going to bend your left knee, and take either the ankle or the top of the foot, keep squeezing the right knee into midline, and then start to draw the left foot in. So if this is too intense, then release it. If not, we're just going to hold for 3, 2, breath is staying nice and even. Last one, inhale. Exhale, good. If you did have the foot, gently release it down. Try not to just slingshot it back to the mat. Plant the hands around the right foot. Good, and then we're going to straighten this right leg. So you're going to tuck the back toes under, pick the back knee up, and it may be that the front leg doesn't straighten completely, and that's okay. We're just going to see if you can shift the weight back as far as you can, and then lengthen through the chest. So if you need blocks here, you could probably use 2 blocks or books again. If not, pull back on the right hip, keep lengthening the chest forward, maybe you've got a slight bend in the leg. Breathe. Good, take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bring the left knee back down to the mat. Step the right foot back to meet the left. And then we're going to repeat it on the second side. So from your kneeling position, step the left foot forward. Maybe frame the foot just to get yourself set up. Inhale, lift up, squeezing the right glute this time. Hips come forward and down. Hands in whichever position you prefer. Breathing into the belly. Relax the shoulders. Good, last one. Inhale. Exhale. Good, so then you've got your options. If you want to stay here, then do. If not, plant the right hand under the right shoulder. Left hand on the outside of the left knee, and then open, look behind you, open through the left shoulder. Or for those of us adding it in, bending the the right knee, taking hold of the foot or ankle, and then adding the stretch in by sending the hips forward and down with the bind at the foot. Just for 3, 2, last one. Take an inhale. Exhale if you manage to grab the foot or ankle, gently releasing it back to the mat. Framing the left foot with the hands, tucking the back toes under, ready for our hamstring stretch. Pick the back knee up, start to shift the weight back as much or as little as you can. Start to extend the chest forward. So instead of thinking of this as a forward fold, think of it more of an extension, and then you're going to pull back on the left hip as we start to work into this back line. So your back heel is not necessarily going to touch the floor in this one. Our focus is on this front leg. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Good. Bend into the front leg. This time, instead of coming back to the mat, we're going to step the right foot forward to meet the left. So I'm just going to move back a little bit so that I've got some room. So your feet are going to be about hips distance, and we're just going to take a long forward fold. So inhale up, halfway lift, whether that's fingertips or shins. Maybe you need to bend the knees. We're looking for a nice flat back. Then as you exhale, you're going to drop the upper body over the legs. So you're going to take hold of opposite elbows. Knees can stay bent, or if you can straighten them, go ahead and straighten them. Okay, so just allow the weight of the head to pull at the spine, keeping the weight forward in the toes, and just encouraging that length through the whole back body. Good, last two, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And as you exhale, releasing the elbows, bringing the hands back to the mat or back up to the shins. Inhale, lengthen. And then as you exhale, bend the knees, bring the hands down to the mat. Step your knees down one at a time, and then start to make your way back onto your back. So this is our final posture. For anybody wanting to use the bolster or pillow, we're going to place it under the knees. So this is great if you have any lower back aches or pains, because laying flat can sometimes make that feel worse. Or if you simply just want a bit of comfort for this last posture. So you're going to place it under some bent knees. Come and lay back onto your back. If you're not using the bolster, you would just be laying flat. And then your hands are going to come to the belly or out to the sides, whichever you prefer. Relax the shoulders, close the eyes, take an inhale through the nose. Exhale, sigh out. Two more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Hold it at the top. And then exhale, release. And then start to bring your breath back to a regular state. In and out through the nose, breathing deep into the belly. And with each exhale, allowing the body to feel heavy. So I want you to take 10 deep breaths here to finish, longer if you need it. Good, so then whenever you finish your breath, and then whenever you finish your 10 breaths, all you're going to do is simply bend one knee into the chest, then the other. Give yourself a little hug, rock it out from side to side, and then gently roll onto your right hand side before pushing yourself back up into a seat. Good, and that's you finished. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you on the next video.